Have you ever pondered on what the climax and moral lessons of the Book of Mark could be? Today, we delve into this fascinating book of the Bible, verse by verse, to uncover its intriguing climax and the valuable lessons it imparts. The Book of Mark, the second book in the New Testament, is a fast-paced narrative that captures the life of Jesus Christ, from his baptism to his resurrection. Throughout this book, we see a series of events that gradually build up to a pivotal climax. One of the initial verses that set the stage is Mark 1:11, where during Jesus' baptism, a voice from heaven declares, "You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." This divine affirmation of Jesus' identity is a crucial starting point for the narrative. As we progress through the Book of Mark, we encounter Mark 8:29. Here, Peter confesses, "You are the Christ." This acknowledgement of Jesus as the Messiah is a turning point in the narrative and a foundation for the climax that is to come. The climax of the Book of Mark is arguably found in Mark 15:39. Here, a Roman centurion witnessing the manner of Jesus' death confesses, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." This affirmation, coming from an unlikely source, a Roman soldier, marks the height of the narrative. The identity of Jesus, first declared by God at his baptism, then acknowledged by Peter, is finally confirmed by a Gentile at his death. This gradual recognition of Jesus' true identity forms the climax of the Book of Mark. But what lessons can we derive from this book? One of the central themes in Mark is the concept of servanthood. In Mark 10:45, Jesus says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." This verse emphasizes the importance of selflessness and serving others, a lesson that remains relevant to this day. Another lesson evident in the Book of Mark is the power of faith. In Mark 5:34, Jesus tells a woman who had been healed, "Your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." Here, the narrative underscores the transformative power of faith, a lesson that continues to resonate. In sum, the Book of Mark, with its fast-paced narrative and dramatic climax, imparts valuable moral lessons. The climax, the recognition of Jesus as the Son of God by a Roman centurion, ties together the narrative's theme of recognizing Jesus' true identity. The moral lessons, particularly those of servanthood and faith, offer timeless wisdom. Just as the Book of Mark leads us from Jesus' baptism to his resurrection, it also guides us from understanding his identity to implementing his teachings. And in doing so, it provides a roadmap for living a life of service and faith. So as we close the book on this discussion today, remember the Book of Mark is more than a narrative. It's a guide, a lesson, and a source of timeless wisdom.